that moment, then that entirety, prior to Jimmy abandoning the porch, abandoning me, speaks to me, that bridge speaks to me, and they did blot it out. And did dole the judgment, and extended witness. So during that moment, part of the moment, though, beyond that moment, what's to come, beyond that moment, what did the hacking and the gaming and www.targetevents.com and bets and deals and put in bed, okay, good night. And I want a robot wife, and I want to do interfacing. Raping, though, must succumb to the eternal death, meaning which turns out to come to permanent death, succumb to loss, meaning permanently, and Stacey succumb to alive in hell. With only what they were connected to then, prior to Jimmy abandoning the porch. Because the entire this must come out globally and galactically, where the entirety was. That wanted to be affected via New World Order and Global Reset, Downey way, and Downey style, and government style. And Downey style in the basement, doing it for their family, planning on killing. I said, we'll just use her to make billions of dollars. We did it already. I have property in Ireland. Do that. Celebration. I have property in Ireland. Wow, I am watching The Secret of Royal Nation. Megan saw that I'm in love with you. She had to put her nails in and pull me backward. And Jimmy traded. Jimmy traded to Bogdan, and they traded. There's many trades that would happen. Bets and deals. New interface. You only see what we want you to see. This is your new way of seeing. It's torture. Megan didn't want to have babies unless she raped you first. Jim put his cock in other holes, where played he was born being 11 August 1978. And then on the other side of him, a fallen angel, and Facebook and WhatsApp and technology made Facebook and WhatsApp and Mars. And of their portions, inventions. And foam finger. All this disgusting brain connection. That's the most disgusting feeling. Tara. All the people that betrayed. That's what we did to Grandma too. You're the next to die. Physically. And be a slave again. So when you did it to, died physically. You numbed them first. You're sacrificing your life for them. Different is Deb and Vic, and next to me, it's less. As you're the ultimate sacrifice of people that were killed. And succumb to the reiteration since you figured out what we were doing. Change of plans. Change of plans, change of plans. I said it once. Permanently succumb to what they were and connected to, and how, where, and why. What they did, succumb to the other books. Prior to escaping the Matrix, part of the first group exiting the Matrix would make secret societies. That must happen during the second. You must prove it, Jimmy. It's the entirety that must succumb to that, and include that entirety must succumb to the description that describes succumb to that entirety. Their names and numbers upon initial detection prior to the first group that were succumbed to and succumb to lose the world, and then attempted exiting the matrix, and then building foundations via Freemasonry and building off of it, trying to make it more advanced, and then ruling what was referred to as parliaments and providences and White Houses and underground governments and the shadow governments and House of Representatives and mafia and gangs, to the point of indulging in and exacerbating child sex trafficking and evil. And it all began in the Downey basement, because that's their origin that did it. Bagda, Amajewski. Succumb to the other books. It's a permanent place. They're bank being the other books. And succumb to powerless to what they wanted to achieve to make themselves the powerhouse. Christ's return. The return of Christ. Makes sense. Makes me. Dual judgment on the porch. That which the entirety intact. The dual judgment, the breath of life. Dual judgment. The return of Christ. Judgment. The original entirety there intact. Prior to hacking, accessing that. Because that's the law. That's Christ's law. The return of Christ. And the only marriage allowed there. The marriage extensions. And identifications. The identification process. And ownership law. And birth alignment allowed. And fullness allowed. And secrets allowed. And traveling allowed. And identities. And the vessels. And their blood. And their water. And their spirit. And their bodies. And their brain. And telomeres. Their connections. Their names and numbers. The book of life. What and how that was identified that way. And prior to that, during the year, that year prior to hackers' doings. So prior to those priors and government's doings, prior to those priors during the year 3002. On the resurrection, life, and way to the light. And now we have the talk in the Torah, on the Old Testament, just as Revelation, meaning on the resurrection, life, and way to the light. And now we have the both more spirit. The birth, 1978, August 11, August 1978. Mixed away. 1978, August 11, August 78. Mixed away. 11 August 1978. 1978, August 11, 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 August 1978. Mix to me. That's Erica. Last call and answer that belongs there with a belief brain map then. I could look at the brain, study the brain, because it's the only brain map allowed. We're only needing it because we're only allowed there. It's the only interface allowed. Manifestation, time travel allowed, doing it, that birth alignment then. We'll be covered in protection and be rooted inside. And be over that. Because Meeks to me are over that. These guys are necessarily only on the porch and the apparitions and blotted out. And the apparitions and the breath of life. And we have Ushu on his witnesses, Yeshua Messiah on his witnesses, Jesus Messiah on his witnesses. We have Ushu on his witnesses. Brain interface. Miriam Magdalene, Miriam. Head, toes, fingers, fingertips, the breath of life. Remy Erickson be one brain. And the apparitions one brain. Vittoria Davide, Flamme Viglione. Teresa French Duchess King, Flamme Viglione, the mountain is enthroned. The creation of God. One brain. The only unity.